How's it going, guys? Preston here, Citizen Response. Today I'm going to be showing you how to paint this tiger stripe camo onto your AR-15. This was originally posted by a guy, I think his channel is like Electrical Firing Device something. He showed how to paint this on magazines, but not on a rifle. He said he was going to show that, but that was 2 years ago, so I don't think it's happening. So I'll start from tip to butt and show you what I covered up, because you're going to want to cover up some of these things with painter's tape before you start hitting this with paint. So the first thing, you got to cover up the muzzle device. I'll have my suppressor host on here soon for my new suppressor, but you can just wrap that in painter's tape. Flashlight and mount, take that off. QD mount for my sling, I covered that up because I don't want this getting all gunked up, so I can easily remove my sling. I personally cover up the foregrip just for looks. For optics, I took my magnifier off and then I wrapped this red dot really well so it didn't get any paint on it. I know some people do paint their optics. I personally don't anymore for a different time. I'll explain that. But I didn't want to take it off so I didn't lose zero. So I covered it up, and as you can see, I did not get any paint on it. On this side, the things you want to cover up, I personally cover up my magazine release. And in terms of the bolt and dust cover and everything like that, I remove my bolt and the charging handle from the rifle. Then I close the dust cover. That's going to keep any paint out. And then with this little hole you'll have back here where the charging handle normally be sitting, I shove it full of painter's tape so I don't get anything in there. Coming to this side of the rifle, I'm definitely going to cover up this portion right here that depresses whenever you depress the magazine mag release. Just personally don't want that getting a bunch of paint gunked up in there, as well as my bolt catch. I cover that guy up, as well as my safety selector. Don't want to get that all gunked up with paint. The grip, I personally don't like having a bunch of paint all over my grip, so I paint that up. You can take that off as well if you would like. The buffer tube, I collapse my stock, my pistol brace, fully. I personally like the look of having this exposed and the contrast with the paint, and it makes it a little easier to reciprocate the pistol brace back and forth. And then I don't paint the back, I leave the strap, and so I covered this all up with tape. And the last part you're going to want to watch out is for the mag well. I personally shove it full of paper towels, a bunch of paper towels, that'll make sure that nothing gets in there. Or you could use a magazine as well, but I didn't really want any magazines painted, so that's just what I did. So now that you've got everything taped up, I'm going to show you how to actually paint this rifle. First thing you got to do is you got to get your little tape set on here, painter's tape. I tried to tear it up and make it look real rough, spaced out about 1.5 inches between each slot. I'm using this olive. That's what we're going to start off with. See how it goes. All right. There's our first coat. We're going to let that dry, flip it over in about 10-15 minutes, and we're going to keep going. A few minutes now, so I'm going to go and flip this over to the other side. And I'm going to use a new piece of cardboard so that none of this paint sticks to the old paint. We're going to hit the other side. Keep rolling. All right, looks like we got everything. We're going to let that sit for another 10-15 minutes. We're going to keep going on. Now that it's been some time for this to set and dry, we are now going to take our tan paint. This is khaki, whatever tan you can get. I'm going to put it on this spray, or on this paper plate, spray a little glob, and I'm going to paint over all of the edges on the tape. It's going to look super tan according to the video, but we're just going to follow what he does and see how it turns out. Using a 1-inch paintbrush, we got our little glob of tan. Just going to start working. Final step is to take our brown. This is the Krylon brown camouflage. Take our smallest brush and then try and fill in just the tan. That's what he says to do. Here's our final product, guys. Is it perfect? Definitely not. It's the first time I've ever done this before, but I think that turned out pretty well. It's happy for what I want it for. Just kind of wanted a disruptive camo pattern with all these different colors, and pretty happy with it.